Guys, this is incredible. These are the best earbuds I have ever reviewed. Oh my gosh, just from an initial impression standpoint, that 12 millimeter dual bass driver is incredible. Let's talk about the case itself. After a week of use, this case is flimsy. It doesn't make for a good product. It should hold tight, but it doesn't. A little bit of pressure just pushes it off. What's up, my Pungios? Andy Vlogs. Excited to share with you guys this content here. As the title suggests, we're going to be going over the Google Pixel earbuds, the A series that just came out this week, and I'm actually really excited. These are arguably the best earbuds out there under $100. With that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and unbox it here for you, give you my first impressions, go over some of the specifications, and then I will give you, obviously the listening first impression, after which we're going to go ahead and jump cut to the future, where I provide you, honestly, if this is the contender for 2021. Let's jump right into it. All right, so unboxing experience is super straightforward, very easy. You lift it up from the bottom. It's made with obviously recyclable cardboard, and there it is. There's your egg pill right there. Both of the colors do come in this color of egg pill, but the inside of it is different. I chose to go with more of the space gray or like the charcoal. There is white that you can get. Before we go into the device here, let's go and open it up and show you what's inside here. Looks like we've got the charging cable. It's a USB to USB Type-C, which is typical. And I like how this, how Google has used these, they're kind of rubberized, shock-resistant cords that make for such a great feel here. All of their Nest Home products utilize this coating around it, and I think it's fantastic. Inside here as well are some of the ear tips, as well as some of the documentation. I think it presets with the medium, so if you have bigger ears, you can get them, the larger, or it's got a small tip there that I can show you later. Let's go ahead and go into the device itself. Pretty straightforward here. You've got this really cool stripe that goes across. It's probably the plastic or the color of the earbuds, top, bottom. It fits nice and ergonomic in your hand. It's very soft to the touch. The hinge looks pretty robust. You've got this sync button here on the bottom, micro USB charger, and there's got to be a light somewhere. We'll have to figure that out. There it is. And there's a light that'll pulse in order for you to connect it here. Now, there is the first, I guess, impression here of the product. They're much smaller than I thought. It looks like the plastic inside is very shiny. However, the device itself is more matte. But now that I pull it out and look at the bottom side, it does look like it's a little more shiny there. It's got the matte and the shine, the sheen of the product. Built into it is that wingtip ergonomic that I told you. The ear tip, looks pretty standard as well, but they definitely match. Let's go ahead and show you, more of a close-up here of these earbuds. Like I mentioned earlier, here is the ergonomics of the pressure-reducing valves, I guess, and the microphone. You've got 3 here. I also imagine for those 12 millimeter drivers that it's going to need an air pocket to pull that sound and push the sound out. Here is another hole that I presume is ergonomic. I was a little surprised that they just have these little stubs here for the wingtips. They don't have any other tips to change to. If you look inside, there's the channel for the audio, and it looks pretty straightforward. I imagine that the capacitive touch sensor here is right here on this matte side of the logo, and they look pretty straightforward. Looking inside of the device there, you can see the contact points as well as where it fits in. The way that you want to put this back together is to have the wingtips kind of poking up parallel in the middle, just like that, and you've got yourself a nice little device there. All right, now as far as the connectivity goes, it's a pretty straightforward process. You can see here that I've got my phone out, and I'm going to be connecting it. You open up the device, you can see that it starts pulsing there in the light. You go into your Bluetooth, and once you just go all the way down to the bottom there, it shows up. There it is, Google Pixel A series. Tap on it. Once it's connected, now you've got complete control of the audio and the interface there. You can take calls and whatnot. As far as some of the tech specifications here that I wanted to let you guys know, this is very, very light. I do feel like it's a little bit heavier than the AirPods. From the website, it says that they're 0.18 grams, which is great. They're sweat resistant. They use Bluetooth 5.0. These do connect to Android and iOS. More specifically on the audio here, like I said, it uses this custom designed 12mm dynamic speaker driver with passive noise reduction. So that's going to make the listening experience much more clear, because all the ambient noise around you is going to be somewhat passively reduced. It does have these spatial vents for ear and pressure reduction, like I mentioned. It uses dual band forming microphones. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe there's 2 microphones per device. The battery is pretty impressive. It uses 5 hours of listening time, or up to 2.5 hours of talk time. The charging case provides 24 hours of listening and 12 hours of talk time. And then it's got this speed 15-minute charge of the earbuds will give you 3 hours. So that's like over 60% of a battery charge, which in the ways of the world is kind of meh. There's no wireless charging. You have to plug it in via USB Type-C. And then lastly here, it does have that capacitive touch sensor for music calls and the assistant. It's got a single IR proximity sensor, motion detecting accelerometer, meaning when you put it in your ear and you take it out when music is going, it'll start and stop the music, which is great. Capacitive touch, it's got a couple of taps to be able to move forward in your track. 1 tap is to pause. I'm going to go ahead now and try these out and provide you guys my initial reaction to the sound profile. I've been listening to a band called Ben Rector, and he's got a song called Brand New, which are fantastic. The moment I put them into my ear, it's got a little noise that's very soft that just sounds like a little bing or a zing. Just like the AirPods, but just from the get-go here, it almost feels like it's being suspended in my ear. I feel like I've got a couple of points where the Pixel Bud touches my ear, but then the actual heart of the device is very firm. I'm not getting that weird like ocean feeling, or the ears plugged feeling when I put it in my ears, but you can rotate it, slightly to make it fit, wherever you'd like. And also, if you feel like the ear tip is too much, you can go ahead then and swap it out. I'm going to go ahead and tap once because I have a song queued up, and we're just going to listen to it. Ben Rector, the Brand New by Ben Rector. Oh, wow. Is that all the way up? Oh, that's not all the way up. I was at about 80-85%, and it sounded so good. Treble clarity is incredibly clear. His voice is just so clear. And then the piano chords are just like reverberating in my ear. And that drum kick, the kick drum is just like, it's like a nice package around it. It's giving me chills. Oh my gosh. And I can hardly hear my own voice. I feel like I'm yelling. I probably am. That's the active noise cancellation. But it's not like, again, I'm not feeling like I'm in an ocean. When we were kids. Guys, this is incredible. These are the best earbuds I have ever reviewed. Oh my gosh. Just from an initial impression standpoint, that 12mm dual bass driver is incredible. But it's not overwhelming because the ergonomics of the ear pressure is so much that it's not like completely noise canceling. I can still hear a little bit around me, so the bass isn't just like punching in my ear, but it gives you that foundation of music that carries the treble, carries the melody, and just makes for those higher frequencies so clear and so nice. Oh, I got chills up and down my legs. Right now, I've got goosebumps. This is incredible. With that said, folks, I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to give it a couple of days, listen to my podcast, watch Netflix with them, do all my regular stuff that I do, go hiking, go working out, and seeing how they do, and I'll come back and report to you. It's now been about a week, and I've had a chance to thoroughly review this device, and I want to give you my conclusion. I'm a little disappointed, and I'll explain. For me to wind down, I like to play games, I like to listen to music, I like to work out, do do those typical things that you do after work, after you put the kids down. And I have these in my ear all day long. When you put them in your ear all day long while you're listening at work, it actually starts to take a toll on you. After my full day of work, putting in my ear, recharging them, putting them back in my ear again, working out, doing all that good stuff, I developed some sores in my ears. The ergonomics of these buds are not good. In other words, I feel like it's too big. The bud itself is too long. From where the ear wingtip touches the inner part of your ear to the actual bud itself, it is too long, and there's no good position I can put it in without it rubbing and irritating my ear. Obviously, when you're sweating or when you're, putting stuff in your ear is going to get moist, and that's what's happened. It's giving me an earache, to be honest, and I don't even have it on loud. Let's talk about the sound cancellation. While it's not an active, built into it, the way that the ergonomic is it kind of plugs your ear. Now, I told you that it had those grooves within the device to relieve pressure, but like I said earlier, with the ergonomics of it being too long and discomforting in your ear, the added sound cancellation creates the ocean effect, and I hate it. It's almost like if you plug your ears and you start talking, you can kind of barely hear your voice, when in reality, you should be able to have some pass-through. If they're going to have sound cancellation, you need to have a built-in microphone pass-through so I can hear my surroundings. There are many times where I just wasn't paying attention to the wife and she didn't like it. That might be your thing. That might be something that you're interested in, where you don't have an active cancellation, but something that's built in. I don't like it. It's not for me. Let's talk about sound. It's phenomenal. Of all the earbuds that I have listened to and used, and there are a numerous amounts, these are the best. That 12 millimeter driver is fantastic. It gives you such a punchy bass without like shaking your core. Usually when you add sound cancellation, it like reverberates in your brain and it hurts. This, no, I didn't get any fatigue when listening. It was fantastic. It gets really, really soft, so when I'm in bed and I'm trying to watch stuff while the wife is sleeping, it doesn't disturb her. When I'm, mowing the lawn and trying to listen to my podcast, I can turn it up and it still sounds really good despite, the sounds around me. Let's talk about the case itself. After a week of use, this case is flimsy. It flicks off. See how that flicks off? That's not supposed to happen. When I have it in my pocket, the case many times will fall out, and I don't like how it puts me at risk of these things falling out. Granted, they are magnetized inside, but when you have a really, really flimsy joint right here, it doesn't make for a good product. It should hold tight, but it doesn't. A little bit of pressure just pushes it off, and it's no good. With that being said, folks, this device, I think I would give it an 8 out of 10. My biggest hiccup is the ergonomics, and it is the sound cancellation. The price is really good. The sound quality is fantastic. Pairing and connectivity is so seamless. And with that said, I can sit here and I can recommend it. With all that said, folks, thanks so much for checking this video out. Thanks so much for your support and making it all the way to the end of the video here. My name is Andy with Andy Vlogs. This is not a sponsored video. As you know, I paid money for this, but I'm going to return it. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Andy with Andy Vlogs. I'll see you on the next one.